Hey, this is the BurtNBurger podcast. For some reason, I was tasked with welcoming you fuckers. Um, I would have written something better for the occasion, but my co-host Burger wouldn't remove his hand from my ass, so you can blame this disaster on him. So, I know we probably have big and important topics, but you do anything important last weekend?
Did I do anything important last weekend?
Important, interesting, noteworthy, yeah.
No, I mean, college really just, consume your entire fucking life. So,
Yeah,
I'm trying to entertain our viewers, not put them to sleep. So,
I guess.
no, I had just as much fun as shoving my cock in an electrical socket. So,
Oh, that sounds like a blast.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Burt? How'd you do?
There we go. Yeah, see, secretly, I didn't really care about what you had to say. I just was baiting.
Oh,
So,
well, you got me.
so I was given, well, I guess every weekend I have a 4-day weekend. So,
Okay.
I have lots of time to try and fill because I'm a fucking dork. And,
Mhm.
so I decided on Friday that I was going to go out and buy pizza, you know, as you do, nice big pizza. It's going to last you the whole weekend.
Sounds lit.
Mm-hmm. Ate the whole thing in one day.
Okay.
Didn't shit for a whole day. And then blew a hole in my ass the day after. So that was fun.
Okay,
still in
so it's
recovery.
clogged is what you were saying.
Yeah, no, I got backed up pretty good.
Yeah, refilled the hole or
Yeah, exactly.
refuculated it.
Yeah, had a nice cleanse.
Anytime I finish a whole pizza, I'm like, all right, well, now it's time for a 14-day fast.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, and I don't even feel like I need to work out. My abs still fucking hurt.
From shitting.
Yes. It was an occasion. I really do feel for ladies who have to give birth, It was probably similar. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that was my elaborate scheme to introduce everybody to the show, and it was spectacular.
Okay.
So if you'd like to save me from this.
So you baited me so you could tell everybody that you had a clogged butthole the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, okay.
For some reason, all week, you told me last week I was going to have to do this, and I was just like, I'm just going to have to fall flat on my face, so I'm never asked to do this again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm
I
glad that you got that off your chest, man.
Yes. Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure you feel a lot better now. But anyways, I'm glad we got to talk about that. The Oscars happened a few days ago.
Oh, yeah? It wouldn't have lined up with my schedule. Actually, that probably would have been some pretty good reading material.
What the fuck are you talking about? Your schedule?
My shit schedule.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about that anymore, Bert. So
We're going to talk about it the whole episode.
So yeah, the Oscars happened, everybody, and we don't really want to talk about too much about it because not a whole lot of people give a shit about the Oscars, but I just want to kind of talk about the winners that they had. So Best Picture went to Parasite. Never even heard of that movie, never seen it, but it turns out Parasite fucking dominated the winnings. Did you see that? Parasite?
Yeah, I heard. I forgot who it was. I don't know. I was scrolling through Twitter quite a bit this weekend and whatever, at the beginning of the week, and I heard a lot of people saying like they were pretty pissed that Joker didn't get it. They're like, they compared the two. They're like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
I know that one was pretty popular, but
yeah, I've never even heard of it. So
Nope.
Whatever though. Congrats to Parasite. Best actor, Joaquin Phoenix won that for Joker. So
okay.
if anybody's gonna win anything from Joker, I figured it should be him at least.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that was very nice.
Yeah, he had a stellar performance there, and as we found out last week, he was one of the actors that never won one. So
Yeah.
he finally won it. But yeah, best director, Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, the director of Parasite. I'm not gonna
Okay.
dwell on that because I don't want to come off as racist. But Mr. Ho won it. Good for him.
Yes.
And that's pretty much all I give a shit about. I know Brad Pitt won something for supporting actor. That was his first Oscar win as an actor. I know he
Okay.
he won one for producing 12 Years a Slave. So good for him, I guess. Oh, and Toy Story 4 won it for animated film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Toy Story 3 and 4 ended up winning Oscars, so good for them.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, no, other than that, that's basically all I wanted to touch on with the Oscars. Just go back to the winners and just to make sure that we didn't forget about it because we talked about the nominations and shit last week. So, so yeah, just wanted to touch up on that. Plus, I figured that would be a good intro to our newest topic, our newest section of the BurtNBurger Show. So yeah, I wanted to talk about something that I've been meaning to talk about for a really long time now. So before BurtNBurger came up, I had this idea in my head that I really wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't know if I should start a YouTube channel around it or what, but I figured since we have this world famous podcast, now would be a fucking great time to bring out this idea and start making some money off of it. So,
Oh yeah.
and I ran it across Burt here, and he was okay with me bringing it up on the show. So, I know Burt has the video games and things like that. When new games come out, he tends to talk about it, or if he plays a game, he'll talk about it. And then, like, my thing has been, like, the history and shit. But there is a new thing that I would like to implement, and it's called a non-critical eye movie review. So basically, I came up with the name non-critical eye to review movies as I go into the movie theater or watch a big show on Netflix or something like that. And then I, kind of do a deep look into it and just give it a good analysis and a little bit of a review on what I thought of it and if I thought it was any good or not. So the reason why I called it non-critical eye is just because when I go on YouTube, and I don't know if you're like this too, Bert, but I'll look up like movie reviews or something like that, or look up reviews for a movie somewhere else. And most of the time, people are like either too simple-minded or too over the top. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they'll like
I
get
definitely fall under the simple-minded category.
exactly, yeah. So non-critical eye was made for assholes like you.
Yeah, there we go.
There's just the people that are like, oh yeah, it was such a fantastic movie, or no, I hated it, it was stupid, and they turn it off in 5 minutes. And then you have the people that look into it so goddamn deeply. They're like, oh yeah, the way that the camera captured the extras' background in the far left corner when they shit their pants, you could see their dress lift slightly, and that's just beautiful cinematography right there. It's like, dude, fuck off, seriously, go nibble on some foreskin.
Yeah.
So non-critical eye is literally that. I look at movies with a non-critical eye. That's it. I mean, I'm just an avid moviegoer. That's it. I'm not obsessed with movies. I'm not over the top and get all into the details, but I feel like I have enough experience and knowledge in them because I've taken some film classes and stuff at college throughout my days, and just I've seen a shit ton of movies too. So I have more than just like what a 5-year-old could offer. So that's the whole point in these non-critical eye movie reviews, is to just give you a layman's a view on a movie, not over the top or under the bridge. I don't fucking know what that would be, but does that make sense, or did I explain that with someone that looks like they lick windows for a living?
Yeah, no, it was loud and clear. Yeah, no, because I don't really like it when people go into it and they're like, they look at it not scientifically, but like mathematically, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry if it didn't get enough points. It's just right down the shitter." But not like
Yep.
points that you rate it, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. People just are a little harsh.
Yeah, and the famous critical old Charlie on YouTube, he has the moist meter, and sometimes he'll go into such detail over some things, and I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, I don't even look at a movie like that. But then other times he'll completely blow over something too, and I'm like, all right, I just need a nice neutral. So that's the whole point in these movie reviews here. So,
Okay.
in future
exciting.
episodes, I'm just gonna jump right into it and say, hey, I have a non-critical eye movie review for you guys today, and we'll just jump right into it. But since this is the first episode with it, it's gonna take me a little bit longer to talk about it, just because I need to explain like the title and how the scale system works and everything like that. So,
Good introduction.
yeah. So now, I want to talk about the non-critical eye score system. So this is going to take a minute, guys. Stick with me here, but I promise that once you understand this system, you'll be able to appreciate my genius behind this shit, or realize I'm not too stupid. So basically, how I rate movies is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being literal cat shit and 10 being amazing, wonderful. I fucking loved it. Okay.
Okay.
And I go in increments of 0.5. I don't really like jumping from a 1 to a 2, because I feel like that is a fucking huge jump for how the system's set up.
Yeah. Okay.
So I go in increments of 0.5. So I'm just going to run through each score quickly and talk about what each score means. So pay attention to this part, and then in future episodes, you'll know exactly what I'm fucking talking about, so we don't have to get confused. Sound good?
Oh yeah.
All right. And Burt, since the audience can't stop me, make sure you say, "Hold up, Burger. You sound like a fucking moron." Let's try that again.
Oh yeah. I won't hesitate.
Yeah, please call me names like you normally do. So first of all, we have a 1. A 1 is one of, if not the worst movies I've ever fucking seen. There's literally no substance to that movie that I enjoyed. The music, the acting, the plot, it's nothing. It's shit. So if I give something a 1, it's pretty fucking bad. It's hard to get a 1. So, but that is the bottom of the scale. A 1.5, I would consider it fucking terrible. There is very little to that movie that can be enjoyed. A little bit more to enjoy than a 1, but not a whole hell of a lot. A 2 is just really fucking bad. There's some substances that can be enjoyed, but the bad distracts the viewer way too much. 2.5 is, there is a couple of things that can be enjoyed, but not a whole hell of a lot. 3 is just plain bad. There were some high points, but not a fuck ton. 3.5, the movie was pretty disappointing. It could have had a lot of potential. I mean, it did have potential. It could have been really good, but it just kept going in the wrong direction. Are you with me so far, Burt?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So for a 4, I just have not good. It's just under the okay mark, but the bad outweighs the good. 4.5 is close to meh, but just a little bit more bad than the good. And then 5 is just meh. That's it. Just meh. It's okay.
Solid.
There's lots of good, but there's also lots and lots of bad with it. 5.5, there's just enough good to outweigh the bad, so it's just starting to tip the scales in the positive direction. A 6, it was a good movie. It was enjoyable. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. It's probably pretty forgettable, but there were good parts about it. 6.5 is where I'm thinking, yeah, this was a good movie. I really wanted more out of it. Like, it was going in a direction that I really liked, but you know what? It just didn't go that way. So 6.5. Now 7 is we're starting to get into the good shit. So I really enjoyed a movie that I would rate a 7, and I will talk about it with my friends and family, and I will think about the movie afterwards. Whether it's like, oh yeah, that babe had smoking hot tits, I'm definitely going to remember those. Or, the plot was really good, or it was really funny, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
7.5 is just under the big one. and I'll explain what the big one is in a minute, but it needed just a few things to change in order to make the big score. And the big score is 8. Everything from an 8 and higher I consider rewatchable. So 7.5 is just under rewatchable. And Burt, you know me pretty well. I get pretty impatient. So
Yep.
I'm not really big on rewatching the same thing, because I'm like, well, if I'm rewatching a movie I've already seen, I could be watching a movie I haven't seen yet. So if I deem a movie rewatchable, you fucking know that I really fucking enjoyed it.
Okay.
So anytime I hit an 8 or higher, the movie's rewatchable. Time flies when you're watching this movie. It doesn't feel like a chore to watch. It doesn't feel like you just sat down and watched a 2.5-hour movie.
Instructional video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. 8.5 is just too good to have a lower score, but just not high enough to have a stronger score. So 8.5 is just really the midpoint there, just like the other half ones are. If I give a movie a 9, it's one of my favorite films. Parts of it are iconic to me, and I love certain parts of it where that part of a movie really resonates with me, or I'll really be thinking about it for a long time. With me personally, I'm constantly thinking of new movie ideas, new book ideas that I would like to produce or write. Like that'll ever fucking happen, but you know, a man can think when he's sitting on the toilet. But these kind of scenes, these kind of movies really inspired me to dive into that a bit more, I guess. So 9 is one of my favorite movies, and a 9.5 is, I wouldn't say it's the best movie I've seen, but it's damn fucking close. And then finally, the top of the list, a 10. My favorite movie of all time. I could watch it again and again, and I would still love it. There are a couple of movies that I could put at a 10 right now, but just like a 1, it's pretty hard to get into that 10 category. So that is kind of the list that I have there. Did that make sense, Bert? I tried to rush through it so I wasn't boring people too much, but...
Oh, no, yeah, no, it's pretty clear. It sounded a lot like a grading system for homework, you know, the bottom half of it, you know, what I'm used to.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's why I didn't want to spend too much time on the grading system, because I figured most of it was self-explanatory, but I just wanted to say it myself so people could understand it. So, and then one last thing with the non-critical eye movie reviews, I will never spoil a movie for you guys. Everything that I say about a movie in the non-critical eye reviews is not going to spoil anything. So anytime you hear anything, I don't want to be like, oh, fuck, he spoiled the fucking movie, you know, what an asshole. Nope, it has nothing to do with it. Either you figure it out in the trailers, or it's not important, or you figure it out really fucking quickly. So I'll really make sure that I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah, because there's a lot more to a movie than just the story.
Yeah.
You know, like you were saying earlier, the music, the atmosphere, you know.
Yeah, I'll be looking at a little bit of everything. I'm just not going to be looking at everything with so much detail like everybody
or being
else
like,
does.
dude, the way that guy dies at the end, solid 10.
Yeah,
However,
exactly.
I feel like there are some movies that the way the plot goes can really turn into a real fucking turd.
Yep.
Or I guess you could probably just say the ending was a fucking stinker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just make sure that I don't spoil anything. But the whole reason why I'm bringing this out today is I saw a movie last weekend, and I wasn't sure if that's what you were getting at when we were talking at the intro, when you're like, did you do anything fun this weekend? And I'm like, holy shit, we're bringing that out this quick, huh? Like,
oh, no, I wouldn't expect too much. No, that was...
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was like, holy shit, okay, we're hopping right into this. But I did go see a movie last week, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it was called The Gentleman, with my boy, Matthew McConaughey. Whoo-wee! Do I love that fucking man, Burt.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, like a lot of really good actors in that one.
Yeah,
I
but
wanted to see
none
it really
of them, none of them have what my boy has. Boy, I'm straight. I'm straight as hell. If you're gay, go ahead, be gay. I don't care. I'm
Sounds
straight
like
as
something
hell.
a gay person would say.
I'm straight as hell, but boy, the things I would let McConaughey do to me. Oh boy, that's a good-looking man, folks. Good-looking man. He is just a badass. I know me and you kind of quiver for badasses, Burt, like Negan from The Walking Dead. I know.
Oh
he
yes,
really
he's my favorite.
turns your dick inside out. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
These badass people we really like. But yeah, so The Gentleman, and I really wanted to write notes out for this, but I fucking completely forgot, so I'm going to go off of a whim here.
There you go.
My buddy asked me if I wanted to go see the movie, and I was like, oh, I think McConaughey's in it, so yeah, I'll go check it out. And I watched the trailer, and I'm like, yeah, that looks really stupid, but, I'll go into it. I've heard good things of it. Yeah, and so I went into it, and oh my goodness, it started out rough. I was just like, I don't even know what the fuck's happening right now. I wanted to lean over to my buddy and be like, what the hell's going on here? I don't fucking get it. But then, slowly but surely, it started to really unfold into something really, really good. So, it really reminded me of Knives Out. I know you haven't seen that movie, Burt, but
No.
that's the big movie that came out like a couple months ago, and Knives Out had lots of twists and turns, and like who did this and who did that, and finally it all unrolled so beautifully and perfectly into a really good movie. And that's how The Gentleman was. A lot of it was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and like I said, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but this guy goes to this other guy saying he wants to pitch this movie script to him.
Okay.
And the other guy, they keep calling each other cunts too. It's real funny. Yeah. And they're like, fuck off, you cunt. I don't want to listen to this. And you're going to listen to it, you cunt, and all this shit. And finally he starts reading the script. And while the script's being read, it's jumping back and forth between the story that's being told on the script and the guy's telling the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it keeps jumping back and forth. So at first we see McConaughey in the script, and I'm like, oh, okay, so McConaughey's not even a real person. He's just a guy in this script.
Yeah, just like in real life.
He's just yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's not even real. But then the guy that is listening to the script was in the story. And I'm like, okay, that don't make no sense. Why the fuck is the guy hearing the script in the story, and why does he know what happens next? So then I realized some other shit too, and the whole theater kind of did too, and I don't want to jump too much into it because I'll start getting into the spoiler territory.
Yeah, I could see that being tough.
But it just ends up unfolding so fucking beautifully. And I loved it when all these loose ends are in the movie, and they tied up like every loose end. I thought that was really fucking cool, and it had a really nice ending that I really enjoyed too, because it just wrapped up everything, and the acting was out of this world. I mean, like Burt was saying, McConaughey wasn't the only one in there. There was a bunch of good actors in there, and it was entertaining. There was some action in it, lots of, I don't want to say comedy, but comedic timing, I guess.
Okay.
And it was like one of those gangster mafia kind of movies.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, and it was really cool, and it was just, there's a lot of badass things in it. That was really cool. So overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I can't really tell you too many things that I would like to change about it. There were some things that I'm not too sure like why they happened or why they existed in the first place. So I don't know if that's just me being a window licker or
Yeah.
what, but there were a couple parts where I was just not too sure why that was in there. So it almost wrapped everything up perfectly, but not quite. So plugging this shit into the non-critical eye score, I'm going to give this movie an 8.5.
Dang. Okay.
Starting off strong, yeah. I know. It's just I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was super badass. I would love to go back and rewatch it just to pick up on some things that I didn't really get the first time around. And like I said, anytime McConaughey's in it, I mean, it has to start off at like a 7.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, no, great film. The Gentleman was an awesome movie to start the Non-Critical Eye off, the movie series off, and yeah, no, it was really good, and I think you would really enjoy it, Bert. So you'll have to give it a whirl sometime.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I love that Charlie Hunnam, the blonde guy with the goatee. He was
Yep.
in Sons of Anarchy, and he was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I might even rewatch the whole fucking TV show.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was a real big banger. But with all of that being said, I'm about to fucking have my tongue fall out of my mouth for talking so goddamn much. So
Yeah?
I was hoping you would ask me more questions during that, but you know,
I mean, all
you were
that
being a
prep you put
cunt,
into it,
so-
you know? This was perfect. There was no loose ends.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, no. What are some things that you wanted to talk about? I hope the fans like the non-critical eye thing, because
Oh, yeah, because I don't
want to
really,
do that more.
I don't really have anything to bring to the table.
Yeah, typical.
I mean, just for that, I got stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a couple topics to talk about. One of them, I was scrolling through Twitter, like I said earlier, and I saw our boy. Fucking
Yeah.
John McAfee, the whale fucker himself.
Oh,
Dude.
yes.
I don't know what's gotten into this guy. Okay. But I know he tweets like a madman. Like, I don't know if you've ever been on his Twitter, but he is insane. And he's just, like, I just picked up on it yesterday, but he's talking about, oh, fuck. Even just running through this again, it's a complete insanity. So he's, like, doing these weird poem-style tweets, and he's talking about, okay. So basically, John McAfee, I'm just going to be straight up with you.
Okay.
John McAfee, I know I'm really drawing this out, right?
Yeah, holy shit.
It's because I'm trying to go through the tweets and find it. This motherfucker has tweeted at least 40 times in the last 24 hours. Okay? John
Okay.
McAfee wants to be the president
Of.
the United States. Now,
Why the fuck would he can't even like be in the United States.
yeah, I know. Oh my god. So he has a video of himself on Twitter, right? And it says Libertarian 2020 presidential candidate John McAfee confesses to cannibalism. He's sitting in like one of them Catholic little confession boxes, right?
Boy.
And he's confessing to kidnapping and cannibalism.
Okay.
And
And
he's
this is something he posted?
Yes.
This is the same guy that has said he has had sex with a blue whale. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to make a good president.
Yeah. So, before we get into that, I think it's important to tell our viewers who this Mr. McAfee guy is.
Yeah, so John McAfee created the McAfee malware protection thing for your computer. You probably get ads for it all the time. Or, if you're just like raw dogging on the internet, I guess. You don't.
Yeah,
but
are those the ones that say there are horny 52-year-old women looking for me?
he actually doesn't like those, I guess. He specifically makes it so those don't pop up. So he's a bit of a godsend to some people.
Okay.
So he's famous and has shitloads upon shitloads of fucking money. Like I don't even know. He's running from the fucking state, I guess, or he was, considering now he's talking about being the fucking president. So yeah, he was big into the Bitcoin and all that. He scammed a whole bunch of people. I don't know, but he's a hoot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so from what I understand it, like the guy next door to him died or something, and then they framed him for the murder or something like that. So he just took the fuck off and started running to like different countries so he wouldn't like go to jail because he didn't do anything. So he's like in constant run from the police. But I guess like if he goes to a different country, then he's not in trouble, I suppose, because
Yeah, it's like called asylum or whatever, getting protection from the government. Yeah. But then
yeah,
that government was like, "Hey, we kind of like the U.S., so we're gonna take you anyway." And then that was when he faked a heart attack to go to the
yeah,
fucking hospital. That was
yeah.
insane. This guy is like actually living a fucking movie script.
Exactly. Yeah. The police arrest him, but he pretends to have a heart attack, so then he escapes when they take him to the hospital or some shit like that. And um, it's really hard to tell what to believe from this guy though, because he's also said that he fucks whales and stuff like that because he has, a 20-pound piece of meat hammer hanging between his legs.
Yeah, I know.
So, this is the man that wants to run for president of the United States. But I think there's a lot of people out there saying, well, it kind of sounds like the guy that's already the president, but,
Yeah, of all people who could do it, he might actually have a good chance.
Yeah,
People,
you know,
it's just gonna be a gigantic meme contest at this point. It's like, well, we got the guy from the fucking Millionaire Hotel, whatever that stupid ass show was called, and now we got John McAfee, the whale fucker.
what fucking guy from the $1 Million Hotel
The
show are
fucking
you talking
Trump.
about?
I forgot what that shitty TV show is called.
Oh,
Let's Make a Deal.
Trump. Let's Make a Deal. You're right. Yep, that's
What is
exactly not the one, with Howie from America's Got Talent.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't on America's Got Talent. He probably was. Honestly, like the amount of things that Trump's been in is insane. Fucking
Celebrity
WWE.
Apprentice. That's the show you're talking about.
That is
yeah.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say the guy from Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
He makes like a 5-second cameo in that movie.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but so Mr. McAfee though, the whale fucker himself,
Yes.
running for president of the United States. So
I mean,
stay
shit.
tuned, folks, to the BurtNBurger Show to see if Mr. McAfee. Well,
McCafe.
that's not correct. LOL. You can tell where my fat ass is fucking thinking right now.
Yeah, boy.
Fucking. Oh, I was trying to be cool, and that just really fucked everything up.
What?
Oh, I'm gonna shove my hand in my ass.
I hoped you stopped the recording.
Nope.
Oh, good. I don't care then.
Oh my goodness. So, anyways, what else you got for us, Burt?
So, my next topic I have here was, yet again, I've been spending all week trying to find topics for this show, and I don't find dick ever. But I decided to just look through my news at what I would be interested in, We'll do a little bit of a tech review for today. So,
you don't really have to go and look up these fucking news. Your life is so stupid and miserable. Like, you just have to sit down and close your eyes and just think about, your life is just as shitty as mine is. It's just like, just start talking about shit that happens to you.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I should probably save this shit for later.
Yeah, like seriously, because like you even said your face is a walking, talking meme.
It really is.
So you can't imagine the type of life that face has to deal with. So I feel like you don't really have to look for stories. It's just shit that you find interesting.
I know, because some of the ones I brought up have been duds. But this week, I mean, heck, we can even talk about one of those too. We're probably going to have extra time because I shit the bed a little bit on this one. But earlier today, right? I was late
Give
to
me your
class.
best fucking shot, Bert. Just go ham. Just let your creative muscles flow. Just stretch that sphincter right open and just let the shit flow out.
Yeah, I can do a shit waterfall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, earlier this week, glancing over the earlier bit, I also decided to cook because I was getting all fucking lonely, you know. I'm like, shit, I might as well go to the store and make myself a nice meal, right?
Okay. Yeah. Most people go try and talk to people when they're lonely.
Nah,
but
fuck that.
okay.
See, what I did is I made myself some food, right? So I go out and I buy some salmon, a whole bunch of weird
Okay.
Asian sauces, and some Brussels sprouts, and I bring them back
Ah.
in my little 10 by 10 dorm room with a
Mhm.
fucking plastic knife.
Yeah, that I was thinking about that. That salmon and Brussels sprouts and wine and steak and the limousine to take you there to get the food. That's a typical college student meal.
Yeah, I know. I make a little bit too much money over the summer, so I feel obligated to spend it. You know?
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
flex.
Spend it.
Yeah.
You could donate it to, I don't know, people with cancer and shit. But yeah, I'm glad you
Yeah.
bought some fish that you fucking don't even like.
Hey, don't spoil it, okay? So what ended up happening was, I cut everything up, and now my one bowl that I used to eat out of reeks of fucking fish, and I can't get it out. It's just been sitting in soapy water for the last week. But yeah, I end up cutting it all up with my plastic knife, I'm just sweating, wiping it away in my little hoodie. Everything smells like a fucking Chinese sweatshop. And I have to clean everything off in my bathroom, which I share with another person.
Okay.
So every time he was walking in there, he must have just been like, what in the fuck is going on?
He was, yeah, because he probably thought it was pussy he was smelling.
Yeah, there's some scales in the toilet, What the
Yeah, he's
fuck?
thinking that fucking Burt guy, man, he is having some orgies. It smells like a goddamn ocean in here, but little did he know.
Little did he know I was just cooking shitty food. I
Mm-hmm.
must not have followed the recipe right or something, because it ended up tasting like fucking garbage. I just made tacos
Yeah.
the next day. I was pretty sad. So I guess that just kind of I mean, it was fun, I suppose. I had to like waddle all the way down to the shared stove that I have to use, that the whole floor shares. It's like it was a good time.
Okay, so what was so bad about it? Like, was the fish bad? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, it tasted like fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't eat pussy, whatever you do.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I'm like, I think I mentioned it to you in the past. I used to have a bit of a Chad roommate, and I came in one day and it just fucking reeked. And I'm like, I swear to God, if this is what I have to look forward to, I'm going to be fucking gay. I can't. I can't handle it.
There's just okay. So you don't realize this, but future Burt just put a cute little bleep in there. You piece of fucking shit.
Wait, whose name did I say?
Mine?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you just said it. You were like, Burger, if this is what I have to look forward to,
Oh.
I'm gonna be gay.
Oh, man. That was such a good punchline, too.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, you just
Now it's just going to be...
There's so much for me to react there because I was like, "Oh, what?" And then you said that, and I just started laughing. And and usually when I do too many emotions at once, I start just shitting, And
Yeah, it has to get out some way.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh boy! Wow. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yes?
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah. So let's back a few steps up because I've seen this Chad of a roommate guy that you're talking about, and this man was not a fucking Chad. I don't know.
Dude, he
what
literally...
the hell.
He worked for the Grenadier Division of the fucking military. He did, like... he literally fucking blew shit up.
Okay, That's not what a Chad
Okay.
is. If you want to know what a Chad is.
He was like ugly, right? But like he acted like a Chad, right? Like he'd come home. He'd come to the door.
Fuck, I act like a Chad. That doesn't mean dick.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, no, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this dude was such like a wannabe fuckboy.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe what I was looking at here. So
yeah, see, but he was
honestly,
like the step between me to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like on the
it sounds like
like
a really
on
good
the
company to be in.
Like on the non-critical eye, you know, you'd be the 10, I'd be the 1, he's the 5.
He would be a 1. That dude looked like he ate bulldozers.
Yeah.
Like he literally looked like he would tear up like a bucket on a bulldozer, put it in a bowl, and just eat it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. No, it's a pretty accurate.
Seriously, he looks like he sits on Legos. It's just fucking. That dude is fucked.
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting at is, the point that I'm getting at is when you came home and smelled that, it probably wasn't normal knowing the kind of shit that man could get.
I was gonna say it was right after I got invited back in. Unless he was literally like you say, and he was just like, "Shit, dude, I gotta spill this on the floor." So when he comes back,
yeah, are you sure he wasn't like doing wall squats? Yeah, he wasn't doing wall squats, and you were just smelling his anus.
No, this was like literally the worst thing I've ever.
Yeah,
came in contact with.
No. They can get pretty raunchy. They can. But if it's making your eyes water, 2 things.
Something might be dead.
2 things, yep. Something might be dead or something is dead. No, but you're gay is the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, knowing you, it's very possible.
It is.
But secondly, yeah, knowing the kind of girls that I imagine go after that boy,
it's possible.
I bet that's what his room would smell like, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know the gross thing is he probably pulled out this warm, sappy, nasty looking thing and just went, knowing that piece of shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember when I went into your dorm and the first time I looked at him, the second my eyes laid on him, like, yep, I don't like this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was not impressed.
No.
Whatsoever. But yeah, no. I don't know where we were going with this story. It kind of triggered me a little bit when we were talking about your fucking roommate.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was good. It kind of livened up whatever, piece of shit I was talking about before.
Yeah, no, the guy, convenient. That was the same guy that like was never there at the end, and then the police officer showed up, and you're like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the one thing you don't want to see is having shoulder-length hair, and you're constantly being, accused of being a drug dealer, and then a cop knocks on your door. I'm just opening it up. I instantly turn red. And it's like, well, don't turn red. Now you're going to look guilty. It's like, oh,
boy.
Fuck.
Knowing
I
you,
just said my name like 6 times.
I just realized that.
Like 6 times. God damn it. I'm never going to get used to it. You know what? I was about to say, I'm just going to get used to that beep button because it's... God damn.
I didn't even realize it until the end there. I was about to say, don't get a boner.
Yeah. No, I mean, I literally have... Wait a second.
A boner?
Wait a second. No, I'm literally holding on to my mic this week because people were saying I was too quiet last week.
You're holding on to your boner this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we still...
I'm talking into it, and for some reason it's not picking up the sound.
That's why your voice is so high-pitched.
Yeah.
Stop twisting it. I fucking told you stop doing that shit.
Yeah. It's going to fall off.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Boy, last week we did so good with no name drops.
Yeah, I know. It's probably because I wasn't talking very much.
Oh man. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So, did you have? I mean, I have other things, right? But
I think we have to have a better transition to the next topic. Because we were just laughing about name drops, and then we're like, all right, next.
So, I mean, okay. So,
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, good point. The fucking XFL. Yeah, that's right. So, that fucking thing started last week. Burt, how much of that did you watch? Did you watch anything of that?
When I was walking to grab my pizza in the cafeteria, I saw one of the screens that it didn't look familiar. It looked like a fucking video game. The weird colors and shit they have on there.
You were like, oh shit, the NFL's back.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Shit, I didn't do my fantasy draft.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, do you know if they're gonna do that? It'd probably be another.
Apparently, they're already doing it.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Let me say this, okay?
Okay.
As a football connoisseur here, an expert, I would say, you know, back-to-back championship winner.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I really want the XFL to work. I really would like football from that February to August gap because football withdrawal symptom, it's a real thing, you know? So,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I know. It literally hurts me to wait that long for the NFL.
Was that a commercial?
Yep, that was on the Super Bowl.
Okay, I thought
that's when they advertised the XFL. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were like, "Fuck, Burger sounded smart there for a second."
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. So I really hope it takes off. Now the XFL tried to work, in the early 2000s. Vince McMahon, the
Fucking
owner of the WWE.
Yeah.
He's tried to start it out back then, and they basically were trying to make this whole theatric football thing go on. It was insane. It was so wild. Like, they didn't have a coin toss. What they would do is they put the ball on the 50-yard line, and then each team would get their fastest player to go up there, and they had the race to get the ball, and whoever recovered it won the toss.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And they really, really, really were trying to sexualize the cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah. Nope, sounds like that.
Yeah, they were really trying to make them as naked and slutty as they possibly could. So they put all of this money into this advertisement and into the cheerleaders and to this and to that, and they really did a great job advertising it. But then football started to be played, and it was terrible. They had really shitty people out there playing football. It was not good.
Games.
It didn't even look like that. It was fucking terrible. It was so shitty. You got people out there that are probably drunk and shit trying to run routes, and yeah, like that's funny and shit, but that ain't gonna sell no money.
I mean,
get
the right
crowd.
crowd.
If I want to see drunk men try to chase each other, I would just go back to my childhood when my dad would chase me around the house with a fucking tennis ball.
Yeah.
A tennis ball. I meant tennis racket. You know, my dad wanted to spook me, but you know, he didn't really want to. Yeah, he just wanted to scare me.
Yeah.
Fucking, can you imagine my dad chased me around the house with a tennis ball?
Yeah. Stop moving, fucker.
Come here, you cocksucker. I want to hurt you, but not too bad. You know, still love you and all. You're a good person, but a cock.
Yeah.
No, but anyways, yeah, so it failed miserably. And then, like, a decade goes by, and Vince McMahon is like, all right, fuckers, let's try this again.
Yeah.
And apparently he said he would do, like, $5 million out of his own money.
Damn.
Or something like that, which doesn't seem like a whole lot if you think about it.
Dude,
but
the amount of money he'd spend just to stare at oiled up men.
Yeah.
Big beefcakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, $5 million for a professional sports league.
Actually, that
I
doesn't
feel
even
like
sound like
that's
that
not
much.
that much. That's what I'm saying.
I just thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like a salary.
Maybe he said like 500 million. That seems a bit right. I don't know.
Oh,
Anyways,
as
he's
if.
really
He ain't got
yeah.
that much dough. Maybe
He
does.
fucking owns the WWE, dude.
Yeah, but he's a fucking goober.
Yeah, but
Come
he still
on.
owns the WWE.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, what I'm trying to say is he really believes in it this time around, and what they're really trying to do this time around is really do an alternative to the NFL while the NFL is in its off season. So it's not trying to compete against the NFL. It's like, all right, we're just gonna take the football primetime spot while primetime football takes a break.
Dude,
So,
is this like if okay. Would this be kind of like if you told me to start a league and I'd be like, well, this sounds right? Because it sounds kind of like it doesn't sound like Vince knows what how football's supposed to be played. The whole running to get the ball and shit.
Yeah, I
like,
think
well,
I
guess
think they're changing that for entertainment value. I don't think
each point,
Vince McMahon's a window licker.
each time they score, it's going to be 200 points. We gotta get those numbers nice and big.
No, they're adding more excitement to the game is what they're trying to do.
Ooh.
You know, make it a little bit more exciting. So that's the whole point in having the coin toss done that way and shit like that.
They are keeping it, right? Because that does sound wonderful. Like you said, like it sounded like that's what they started it off with. Like, are they still with the reboot? Are they still doing the whole coin toss and all the other goofy stuff from before?
They are doing different rules, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to be more serious.
Oh,
but they're also trying to add some new elements to the game. Like, for example, on kickoffs, nobody can move on a kickoff until the ball's caught. So obviously the returner can move to get it, and so can the kicker. But other than that, the other 10 guys can't move until the ball's caught.
Sounds like the kicker's gonna get his fucking ass beat.
No, because he kicks it, and then as soon as he catches it, his 10 guys can run after it.
Yeah, but if he's like hauling ass to go catch him, right? No, I guess you would have to know that. Yeah, he's gonna run 100 yards in 5 seconds.
Dude's got wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, they're adding more elements to the game like that, but they're also trying to be serious. Like, apparently they're not even doing cheerleaders like at all. They're like, nope, fuck that.
Yeah, I noticed during the Super Bowl there was just like they were never looked at with the camera. They were just kind of in the background. There's just like 10 of them just hanging out.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no reason to be sexual during these kinds of things. I mean, you got porn for that. So Daddy wants to watch football, and after that he wants to go look at some boobies. So fuck off. I don't want both at the same time. I have a weird boner at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just give you a nice frame, nice frame of the naked ladies, and then they just zoom right over to,
I get an energy burst when I see tits, and I get an energy burst when I see a good hit in football. 2 of them at the same time is going to give me a heart attack, I think.
Yeah. Or, that's going to turn into another shitting situation.
Yeah, I'm going to start shitting. Yeah. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, so the XFL, I mean, it's just a shit show. They're trying to be serious. They're trying to be cool. I don't know. I honestly, I don't even care about college football. The only kind of football I give a shit about was when I play it and the NFL. Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't even follow really any college teams. Like, there's maybe a couple that I give a shit about. But other than that, like, my love is for the NFL. I mean, it's not just football, but I love, like, all the shit that goes on in the NFL with the trade rumors and the retirements and the firing and the cutting and the injuries and the backups come in. Like, I love everything about that. But football itself, I love playing it and I love watching the NFL. But, like, college, I don't really care about. So, like, when the XFL was going, I like watching the highlights. I think that's cool, seeing cool football plays and shit like that. But so as far as that, yeah.
So when you say it's kind of like you just invested in all the players, and I almost called them characters. Oops. So you just invested.
That's the
in
faggot
all
in you talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you're investing in all the players, like me and my boy Drew Brees. You know.
Yeah. No, I definitely I love the players and the teams and the organizations and stuff. It's not just the game that I love. It goes into so much more
Yeah.
beyond that. When we were talking about the Super Bowl a few weeks ago, I really wanted Andy Reid to win one just because of how long he's been in the league, the amount of careers he started with other head coaches, and just how he just seems like a
ended.
yeah, just how fucking handsome that boy is. And the love that he has for the game and all that shit. It goes farther than just the game.
Yeah, it's got some
and
soul.
I think yeah, it's got a heartbeat to it, But yeah, so when I see the XFL, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Football's cool, but it's not the NFL, so I don't really give a shit.
So did you end up watching any of the games?
Yeah, I watched a little bit. I turned it on ESPN or yeah. Yeah, no, I played Clash Royale and had it on in the background or something like that. So
okay.
No, it's interesting, and I hope it takes off. I think once it sticks around for a little bit, then I might have a bigger interest in it because
let everything get established. You start hearing some names and.
Yep, and there's some NFL stars in the XFL that played in the NFL, so that's nice. But the AAF was something that they tried doing a year or two ago, and then that failed before the season even ended. So, and I was really excited about that league, and then it completely shit the bed. So, the XFL, just the track record that it has, or other leagues have had that tried to go against the NFL, is so fucking bad. So I'm not expecting it to stay around, but I really hope that it does and it works out, and then we just have more football all year round too, and then you get to see people go from the XFL to the NFL.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they pick anybody up? Anybody big?
The XFL?
Yeah, from the NFL. They snag anybody or people in the NFL.
I'm
not dumb.
Yeah. It's honestly, if they were too big, they'd be in the NFL. So
yeah. I wonder if that would almost be kind of like a little pickup step, like colleges, where people.
Yeah, that's another thing too. They don't have it where you have to. The NFL says that you have to be out of high school for 3 years before you can be eligible for the draft, and the XFL doesn't say that. So
16-year-olds in there.
Yeah. So you could go straight to a professional football team outside of high school while you wait for your eligibility for the NFL to work out. But honestly, that's probably not the best choice you could be making.
No.
Yeah. So because the XFL is still professional football. They don't just take anybody off the streets. I mean, it's still people that were in the NFL and got cut or just outside of it. So it's almost like a training league, I guess, to get you ready for the big league there. So I know baseball and stuff does stuff like that too, where there's minor league teams and shit like that. So
yeah, it should be cool.
Yeah, no, so I hope it works out. I don't think it will, just based off of the track record of other football leagues. But yeah, Godspeed with the XFL.
Yes.
So yeah, no, but I kind of really wanted to touch on one more thing that I felt was appropriate for this show before we start wrapping things up here.
Okay.
And I really like to talk about things that really, piss me off, okay? Shit that makes my fucking toes curl in not a good way.
Let it out.
Okay. Let's take this one step at a time. There are certain words that I don't like to hear from people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it also depends on the person too, because if one person says a word that I don't like.
Triggers you.
Yup, one, one that I don't like. But if it's from a certain person, I don't really give a shit. But if it's also somebody that just doesn't fit that role at all, it pisses me off anymore. So real quick, I'm going to talk about a couple words that I hate. And for example, one of the words I hate is bud. I hate that fucking word.
Bud.
I hate it when people are like, all right, bud. Okay, bud. Let's go, bud. All right, bud. Here we go. Okay, bud. Okay. Ha ha ha. It's such a fucking stupid redneck hick thing to say. And
Yeah.
I grew up, I grew up in like
Rural
a real
America.
small, rural America. So I lived that life. I was around people that actually just talked like that. So when I see some like little city folk motherfucker fuckboy looking guy saying, okay, bud, I'm like, I'm going to fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fuck you up. I'm going to fuck you. All right, bud.
I fucked that word out of your
Ooh-wee.
vocabulary, boy.
Yeah, yeah, I'll fuck it right out of your dictionary. But seriously, like, shit like that. Just when people say the word bud, I don't care about buddy. I think buddy's an awesome word. And I think, I think it's real friendly sounding. But as soon as you take the DY off of it, and it's just straight up bud. Oh,
Bud.
oh, that pisses daddy off. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you? You got anything that you don't like to hear?
I mean, nothing like specific like that, but even just when people kind of act like very hickish or whatever, like, or I don't know. There's a lot
You
of
don't like the country boy living there, Burt?
No, I mean, it's okay, but when you can tell somebody isn't, they're just kind of like, I mean, I work in kind of that sort of environment,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people who act like that, and it's like, no, you're kind of like me, we probably go home, play some video games, do whatever.
You're like me, a piece of shit that
Yeah.
shoves sanitized fingers in their fucking ass.
Yeah, exactly. Once you do that once or twice, you're not allowed to talk
don't
like
go
this
back.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's like one reason why I hate country music is because I feel like most of those singers haven't even like picked up a shovel in their
Oh no,
life.
that's totally fake.
Yeah, no, they just found a good Southern accent. I'm like, holy shit, now this sounds real good there, buddy. Woo-hoo! And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Gosh, I hate that shit so much. But another word that I hate, maybe you can think of one while I talk about this one, is I think the word crotch is so fucking gross. I hate hearing it. And that is what I think you smelt when you went and walked in on your roommate and the fucking dorm stunk real bad.
Yeah.
I don't think you were smelling pussy. I think you were smelling crotch.
There's not a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think you alluded to earlier, fucking a fish, but
Yeah, no, seriously. When I think of crotch, I think of like the most hairiest, sweatiest gooch or butt crack or just the most disgusting fucking thing. And I hate it when people say that. When they're like, oh, my crotch itches, or what the fuck, you hit my crotch. And I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
If you have a crotch, don't admit to it.
Mm.
You gotta say cock.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ain't got nothing there and you can prove it. Now maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I just think of like fleas jumping out of it and shit moving down there that ain't supposed to be moving, and yeah.
Like Jumanji.
No. Yeah,
Hey.
Exactly. But yeah, oh, and this isn't a word that I hate, but I don't like it when girls call it a penis.
Yeah. No, I don't like that word at all. I don't out of context, sexy time words make me so uncomfortable.
I don't think penis is considered a sexy time.
I don't like that word. No. I don't
Hey,
like the
there we
P
go.
word.
You can add to the conversation.
I don't like the V word. I don't like the other P word. My friend really used to like saying the word, the Titty word, and that one made me really uncomfortable.
Pitty?
Nope, all T's, no P's, boy.
Oh, titty?
Yeah, I didn't like that. He would just say that all the time for no reason. I'm like, dude, do you have
Titty?
some sort of a fucking tick or something? Can we settle down? Like it was just all the time at school. He'd say it. It's like, please fuck off. I'm gonna stop talking to you. It was getting
Yeah, that's
issue.
right. You call them tatas.
Tatas. Yeah, no, I will come up with new creative ways to address. And then like,
Yeah, then the tata started to hurt.
yeah, and I'm kind of in like a technical field, right? And then sometimes on some of the parts that we work on, right, you have to
It'll
refer
just say
to the
penis
thing.
on it.
Yes, it says insert the penis into the machine. And it's like, well, I'll do what it says. Got to do everything to specification.
And you're like, boy, it doesn't hurt more like I thought it would. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is kind of nice. No,
Yeah.
but it's like, no, they'll refer to it as nipple. So you have to say, hey, I need some nipples, right? Because I need like little plastic guards to go over something. So I have to ask my boss.
Boy, I could use some nipple right now.
Yeah.
That's for fucking sure.
Like, hey, could you toss me a couple nipples? And it's like, well, this is making me
I'd
uncomfortable.
love to have some nipples tossed at me, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, no, but like, I totally get what you mean, though. Like, when it's not sexy time, the words like penis. I remember I was in sexy time with this one girl, and she's like, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was trying to make some kind of dick reference. I can't remember what it was. Like, I wanted her to, like,
Please get this thing
take
out of my
my-
pants.
yeah, basically I wanted her to, like, I said something, like, I think I was referring to it, and she's like, are you talking about your penis? And I'm like, okay, well, this just turned into, like, me trying to,
Scientific.
yeah, me trying to, get my wanger out.
Well, time
like
to
a
do some
6-year-old talking
impregnation.
to a doctor about something that doesn't feel good, but you don't
Yeah.
want to say what it is.
Yeah, that's always fun. You just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to him. He's like, well, and then he says the word. You're like, keep it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I remember that. Like, it was getting hot and heavy, and, we were tipsy and everything. And she's like, are you talking about your penis? I'm like, okay, I thought you were 24, not fucking 14. This is
Now that you're
weird.
laughing at it, I'm not.
What do you mean? Why did you giggle after you said that? You haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah. You might be scared, okay?
You're about to be scared of this fucking monster.
Yeah. You better treat it with respect.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, what would you rather hear a girl say? I love your dick, or I love your penis.
Probably the first one.
It's so weird. I don't like it. I'm like, don't call it that. And she's like, well, what am I supposed to call it? I'm like, cock.
Yes. Reference the internet if you need to.
Yeah, look up how many, look at a thesaurus for fucking penis names, I guess, that you could come up
Synonyms.
with. Seriously.
Yeah, get out the thesaurus.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. No. As soon as she said that, I should have probably have taken a note. But
You're going to have to leave.
yeah. Sorry, ma'am, but that was fucking way too much for me. But so yeah, no, I kind of wanted to touch in on that a little bit, but I forgot to talk about this. Speaking of penises, locker rooms are disgusting.
Oh, yeah?
I forgot to talk about that. Okay, we have like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about this in the XFL because, football players in locker rooms and shit like that. But, yeah, locker rooms are fucking gross. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was going to say it's one of the reasons why I never joined a football team. But then I thought about it again, and I'm like, well, I also didn't because I'm no muscle.
Because you're an
mass.
athlete.
Yeah, because I'm a peak human specimen. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I played high school football, like, nobody got naked in the locker room. Nobody did. Like, maybe a couple guys did, but that was
They
about
were
it. Yeah. And then the football team went to this military camp for a football camp that was a couple days long. And I just remember going into the showers with my buddy that we play Xbox with. You know him pretty well, the one that I played football with.
Mm-hmm.
And him and I were just so scared. It was unbelievable because there were so many cocks.
You think I could still get clean if I wear my towel into the shower?
Oh, no. I literally went in there in my swimming trunks.
Yeah.
And so did my friend. So did my good buddy. So, I go in there and I'm like looking straight ahead and I'm washing and everything. And I'm like, you know what? This ain't too bad because I'm not looking around looking at all the cocks. And then I go to say something to my buddy and nope, he's just straightforward, right at the fucking wall, scrubbing the side of his face, scrubbing his arms and just going as fast as he possibly can. Just way too many cock for him, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then like the next day I go in the shower and everybody in the shower has their shorts on, so I don't have to look at a bunch of balls and wieners and shit.
There you go.
And then, as you factor out a new guy comes in, and as soon as my buddy went in, everybody was butt-ass naked again.
Oh my God, were they fucking with him?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I thought you were going to say, oh my gosh, are they fucking, but...
Dude.
That too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would traumatize my friend. But
oh yeah.
And then I played 1 year of college football too because Burger here was a fucking athlete.
Oh yeah.
Not really. I kind of wrote this shit out of the bench, but anyways, I remember I would come back and I'd come back from practice, real hard practice, and I'd sit down on the bench and I'd put my elbows on my knees and put my face in my hands and just sit there and just relax for a minute. And all of a sudden, thump, 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 cock, balls, ass, sweat, shit, ass hair everywhere. Just people got naked so fast in the college locker room. And they would just walk around and just would talk. Like two guys would be like leaning against the wall, bare ass naked, just talking to each other. I'm like, you guys might as well be tugging each other off right now while you're talking. Yeah. Seriously. And I never, ever once showered in that fucking locker room. Never took my underwear off, nothing.
Nope.
And I'm pretty sure I was the only fucking person that did that. And I am proud of that.
Yes. That sounds rough.
Yeah, no. It's just disgusting. And of course, when I see a cock, I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I look. It's not like, I want to fuck that cock. I want to suck the shit out of it. No, it's just like.
Sit on that thing.
Yeah, see, I never thought that. But I was like, if I see a dick, I'm going to look at it. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they come in all shapes and sizes, that's for sure.
Yes.
That is for sure. I saw some monsters that I thought were going to bite me, and then I saw huge fat guys with fucking half inchers. So
Rip.
They they come in all shapes and sizes. But the big thing why I wanted to talk about this is I recently started going to the YMCA, whoop whoop, trying to, get a little bit ripped again so I can get some more matches on Tinder. But
yeah.
And then locker room's just as bad in there, except it's old cock.
Oh, there you go. You're stepping it up.
Yeah, no, old wrinkly dick. And that just it just makes me so uncomfortable. I don't even look now. Before, when I was curious, I'm like, okay, that's a nice dick. Oh, that's fucking gross. Yeah, now I just walk in with my eyes closed, bump into people, hand bumps their cock, and I'm like, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously. And they're gross. They smell disgusting. I'm talking about the locker rooms, not dicks.
Yeah, got nice and close.
Yeah, and you just see all sorts of people and everything. And at the YMCA, like, you walk into the locker room, bam, right there. Everyone's naked. Like, no one tries to hide it or conceal it or anything like that. They're just right fucking there. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go around the corner here and get the hell out of here. So, I'm gonna go in the hot tub and keep my eyes open.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can burn out of my skull.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could just imagine our buddy, from Xbox, whatever we're gonna refer to him as.
Yeah,
Bud, in the shower,
Yeah,
yeah. He just gets
that
nice
crotchety Bud.
Yeah,
whatever that penis's name was.
Yeah, exactly. Just gets handful of soap, opens his eyes and just starts scrubbing away.
Not even scrubbing, just using his nails.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine that? Someone just, you see them like belly flop into a hot tub with their eyes wide open and then blood just starts going everywhere. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I definitely felt like doing that when I see these old wrinkly dick. But we're starting to get a little bit on the long side here, Burt. So why don't you, since you started us off, wrap it all up?
Well, if you guys enjoyed what you saw here, we have some, well, listen to, saw, whatever, however you choose to take in this gem of a podcast. We do have a Facebook at, whatever, I'll send it all over to him after, but we got a Facebook, we got a Twitter, YouTube, of course, you know, subscribe. We notice you fuckers aren't subscribing, okay? I'm talking to the Xbox bud guy. And my bud, you know, you guys need to step to the fucking plate. Okay?
Yeah, you need to get us to 4 subscribers.
Exactly.
And also, we do not have a Facebook, so please don't look for us there.
Okay, we have a Twitter.
There you go.
Yeah.
You'll get it one of these days. It's all right. Bert's the editor here. I'm the social media guy, so.
Yep. Yeah, so that was another great one down. You have anything you needed to say? I think you probably passed it off to me, and I'm just fucking it all up now. But any last minute things?
Nope. Just thanks for having me on the show, and you're a great cousin, and I love you.
Okay.
No, that's it. We have a little surprise for you guys coming for episode 5. We're trying to spice some things up a little bit, so hopefully we can get those down and you'll be able to see it next week.
Oh yeah, should be a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so see you guys next week.
See ya.